Okay, this tutorial I'll be teaching you a C++ tutorial, and it will be on variables. This is the first tutorial of this series, and let's get started. So start a new project, and let's just let it load. And of course, Visual C++, we're going to do an empty project, and we're going to name our project something you remember. We'll just name it tutorial 1, I guess. It's gonna be a series. I'll be teaching you C++, and we're doing applications together. Maybe start in Win32 gaming, and we'll see where we get there. I'll let the project create. Alright, so let's go to sources. We're gonna add our main file. So new item, and we always add a C++ file, not a header. Header is something we're gonna learn later in the future. So we can name this whatever we want, but as a programmer, you like to name a main. I like to name a main, and once that's created, to start to you need to in C++ you need to include libraries. So a library that you're gonna end up including right now, it's include iOS stream. Also, something else you're gonna need is called using namespace. All these things I will talk about later in the future, but for now just write it down. In main, and then brackets. Right now you have your basic C++ setup, but to check for errors in the end, you gotta do return 0. Now you're good. So let's start with the tutorial. So we're gonna be building a basic application, not in Hello World like everyone else. We're gonna be building a simple program that will add 2 numbers. So variables. In C++, to write an integer is a number, and a character is a letter, of course. So these are characters, char, and this right here is integer. So we're gonna need the first number, that's the first integer. We need the second number, that's the second integer, and the final answer, the total, and that's another integer. So we're gonna need 3 integers. So we could do this num1. Oh, you always end it with that mark. I think it's called quotation. I don't even know what it's called. Quotation mark, or whatever. Sorry about that. You could end it and then start again, but you can also, to save time, just put a comma and put num2 and put total. Those are going to be the names of my variables. Let's get started. So once you have your variables, you want an output, something that the computer is going to tell the user, and that's going to be cout, console output. That's what it means. I like putting brackets. I like putting spaces between my things because it's easier to read. So then in between here we put what we want to display. So you're going to put enter a number. And then we end it again. And then we'll do cin, console input. What's gonna hold the number? What's gonna hold the place of that number? That's gonna be number 1. Next, you wanna say you want the application to say something else. Enter another number. And once again, console input num2. Oh, that's why I was getting an error on top. I forgot to put it. Sorry about that. And over here, you're like, okay, well, how would I end up adding the numbers? Really simple. So you see how one of our integers or variables is total. So what you have to do is total equals num1 plus num2. It's that simple, guys. And then all you have to do is display it. So we can do console output, and we could put your total is ended. Go like put the two brackets, the two less than signs, and then put total, the variable, and then we're gonna put end L, and that means end line. That means go to the next command, and next command is end the program. So basically it will not end the program on the same line, so it won't look messy. I'll explain once we load it. And for the the screen won't close right when we debug it. We need to do include sst lib, I think it's called. I'm not sure if it's that library. We're going to check right now if it lets me include the system library. System pulse system pulse, and yes, it does. So you're going to debug this application. Yes, we want to build it. Let it build. Oh, down here will tell you if we have any errors or anything. Of course we don't right now. And look, so right now it's telling us console output, enter a number. So let's say if I enter 15, enter another number. So right now 15 holds as the holds 15 is num1 right now, the input. So enter another number, 15. So right now, without us showing a lot of madness coding, inside the process, it will do total equals num1 plus num2. And once it gets that, it will console output your total is, and then you put the two less than signs, put your variable, two less than signs, and end line. What the end line does, it basically, if I didn't put the end line, this right here, press any key to continue, so basically press any key to end the program, it will be right behind the 0. And you could do that, you won't get any errors or anything. It's just, it won't look nice. So in your last line, if you don't have this, if you don't want to have this there, I recommend you put end line. So that's for tutorial 1, guys, and stay tuned. I'll be teaching you a series on C++ development, maybe later on go on to Android, and yeah, that's it.